Debbie Harry is one of the most recognizable and influential women in music history. As the lead singer of the band Blondie, she became a symbol of cool style, creativity, and independence. Her journey from a small-town girl to global superstar is filled with hard work, determination, and deep love for art and music. Deborah Ann Harry was born on July 1st in 1945 in Miami, in Florida. She was just 3 months old. She was adopted by Richard and Catherine Harry, a kind couple from Hawthorne, New Jersey. They gave her loving home and raised her as their own. Her adopted father owned a gift shop and her mother worked there too. Debbie grew up in a typical American suburban neighborhood. She was a curious and creative child who loved to sing and dream. She attended Hawthorne High School, where she was a good student, but also had a wild imagination. From an early age, she felt that she was meant for something more than a quiet life in a small town. She often said she felt like she was living in a movie, dreaming about the excitement of big cities and music. After finishing high school, Debbie went to Centenary College in Hackettstown, New Jersey. She earned the Associate of Art degree in 1965, but college didn't satisfy her creative spirit. Soon after graduation, she decided to move to New York City, the place where she would later find fame. When Debbie arrived in New York in the mid of 1960s, the city was alive with art, fashion, and music. It also felt and unpredictable. To support herself, she took many different jobs. She worked as secretary and waitress, and even as a dancer in nightclubs. For a short time, she was a Playboy bunny at the famous Playboy Club. But Debbie's real dream was to become a singer. She began to explore the New York music scene, which was full of creativity. In 1986, she joined folk rock group called The Wind in Willows. The band released one album, but it didn't achieve success. Still, the experience gave her confidence as a performer. During the early 1970s, Debbie also sang with a girl group called the Stilettos. It was during this time that she met guitarist Kristen, who would become her lifelong friend, creative partner, and love interest. Together, they shared a deep passion for art, music, rebellion. In 1974, Debbie and Chris formed a new band called Blondie. The name came from the way men used to call out to Debbie on the street, "Hey Blondie." The group included several musicians from the New York punk and new band scene. Blondie began playing at small clubs like CBGB, a famous venue that was home to other rising punk bands such as Reminisce, Talking Heads, and Television. This sound was different from the most punk bands. It mixed rock, pop, disco, and reggae, and even rap influences. Debbie's strong, cool voice and striking looks made her the perfect front woman. She had platinum blonde hair, sharp fashion sense, and a confident stage presence the audience loved. Blondie released their first album, Blondie, in 1976. It didn't become a huge hit right away, but it helped them gain attention. Their second album, Plastic Letters, in 1978, featured songs like Dennis that became popular in the United Kingdom. Their real breakout came in 1978 with the release of Parallel Lines. The album included hits like Heart of Glass, One Way or Another, and Hanging on the Telephone. Heart of Glasses, a mix of disco and rock, became a #1 hit around the world. Sadly, Blondie and Debbie Harry were international stars. Debbie's image, a mix of punk edge and Hollywood glamour, became iconic. She appeared on magazine covers, in music videos, and television shows. She wasn't just a singer, but was a fashion and cultural trendsetter. Many people admired her for being both strong and feminine, rebellious but elegant. In 1979, Blondie continued their success with Aid to Both, which included songs like Dreamin' and Atomic. The following year, their song Called Me became a massive hit after being featured in the movie American Gigolo, written by Debbie and producer Guillaume Rodel. Called Me reached #1 in the United States and Europe. By the early 1980s, Blondie was one of the biggest bands in the world. However, fame brought pressure, constant touring, and media attention took a toll on the band. In 1982, they released The Hunter, but it didn't achieve the same success as their earlier album. Around this time, Debbie also faced personal challenges. Kristen, her partner and bandmate, became seriously ill with their rare skin disease called pemphigus. Debbie decided to stay away from the spotlight to care for him. Blondie quickly disbanded, and she focused on helping Chris recover. Even though she was out of the public eye, Debbie never stopped being creative. She began exploring a solo career in 1981. She released her first solo album, Coco, produced by Neil Rodriguez and Bernard Edward from Czech. The album mixed rock, funk, and dance music, and while it wasn't a huge hit, it showed her artistic courage. In the following years, Debbie appeared in films such as Videodrome in 1983 and Hairspray in 1988, proving her talent as an actress. She also worked on more solo music projects and collaborated with other artists. By the 1990s, music had changed a lot, but Blondie's influence could be seen in many new artists. Debbie and Chris decided to reunite the band with some of original members. In 1999, Blondie released a new album called No Exit, featured the hit single Maria. The song reached #1 in the United Kingdom, an incredible comeback after almost 20 years. This return remained the word why Deborah Harry was such a beloved performer. Her voice still sounded strong, and her energy was as powerful as ever. She continued to tour and record with Blondie, releasing albums like The Curse of Blondie in 2003, Panic of Girls in 2011, Pollinator in 2017, and Blondie Against the Odds in 2022. Even in her later years, Debbie stayed active in music, fashion, and art. She became a role model for younger generations of musicians, especially women, who saw her as a proof that strength, originality, and authenticity never go out of style. Debbie Harry's impact goes far beyond her music. She helped shape the image of women in rock music. Before her, female rock stars were often excited to act or imitate men. Debbie showed that women could be glamorous, artists, and strong all at once. She mixed punk attitude with movie stars' beauty, creating a look that inspired fashion designers, photographers, and other musicians. Her style, from ripped t-shirts and leather jacket to checked dresses and blonde makeup, became legendary. She worked with top photographers like Andy Warhol and played big roles in defining the look of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Musically, Blondie's blend of punk, pop, and dance music influenced countless artists, from Madonna to Gwen Stefani, Lady Gaga, and Taylor Swift. Debbie also broke barriers by experimenting with genres. For example, Blondie's 1981 song Rapture was one of the first mainstream songs to include rap vocals. Debbie Harry was always open about her personal life in a modest, down-to-earth way. She never married or had children, choosing instead to focus on her career and creative projects. Her long relationship with Kristen remained a deep bond. Even after they stopped being a couple, they continued to work together as a friend and collaborators. Debbie has also been a passionate advocate for animals' rights and environment causes. She supported charities and uses her fame to raise awareness from important social issues. Despite her fame, Debbie has kept her sense of humor and humility. She often says that she feels lucky to have lived such a full and creative life. Today, Deborah Harry is widely regarded as one of the most influential women in music. She has sold million records worldwide and earned numerous awards, including induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2006 with Blondie. She continued to perform and record even into 70s, proving that age is no limit to creativity. Her energy on stage and her passion for music remain as strong as ever. Fans from every generation came to see her shows, celebrating her timeless songs and fearless spirit. In 2019, Debbie published her autobiography, Face It, where she shared personal stories about her life, career, and experience in the music world. The look shows her honesty, intelligence, and humor, the same qualities that have made her loved for decades.